Andrew McCART, IFL TV. I'm here in Dublin, always delighted to be joined by Mr. Andy Lee himself. Andy, you've got Paddy Donovan on the card against Danny Ball. Danny's a good fight that's going to give him some rounds and maybe test Paddy. How's Paddy looking though? Is he looking good?
Oh, Paddy's always looking good. But this is a 50-50 fight. Danny's probably more experienced than Paddy. But they're even in records. Danny's got a really good style. Fundamentally, he's very sound, good patient boxer with a good jab and a good left hook. So it's a real test for Paddy. I am confident he's going to win. I believe Paddy's one of the best young fighters in the world, but the proof's in the pudding, so we'll see.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that he needs these tests now. He's served his apprenticeship, so to speak, so he needs these guys that are going to come with the same ambition as him to go and try and take his head off and to see where Paddy's at. So these are the tests he needs.
Yeah, but listen, when someone comes to fight you, it's much easier. It's the guys who close up and don't give you any opportunities. They're the ones you'll struggle to look good against. But if Danny comes to fight, hopefully they'll gel well and the crowd will get a good fight out of it.
I think we will get a good fight. I don't think that will be a problem with these two fighters, because I know Paddy, he's got that style where fans will like it because he's quite flashy as well, but he can pack a punch, so he's got that style which is fan friendly.
Yeah, listen, and he's a good looking guy. He comes out, got good ring music, flashy shots, all the top. No,
just like you, Andy.
Completely the opposite. But I like it. I wish I could have been more like that. But no, Paddy is. He's got a star quality about him, and he can back it up in the ring. He just has to do it now under the big lights. And yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice. People know who Paddy is, but a good win on Saturday, people will really, his name will be ringing around the world.
That's the thing. Again, good win on Saturday. This is going to bring him into 2024. Now, he's probably served 2-3 years with you now, I believe. He's been out to Vegas as well with the Tyson Fury camps and all the rest of it. Now, 2024, he's going to want to push on. Beats Danny Ball, which is a good test. He's going to get in. He can't go down the ladder. You've got to keep going up that ladder. So we're going to expect a bigger and better test. Going into 2024, what kind of opponent are you hoping for? Are you hoping for a top 15 level opponent, maybe the first quarter of 2024?
Yeah, that's where we have to go with Paddy. He's turned pro in 2019. You were at his first fight, Andy, so it's been a bit stop and start. But all the time he's been learning, and he's been fighting good fighters. Although he's never had an easy, really a walkover fight. So he's been tested. He's had great sparring camps. He's learned. He's been on the road. So why not? If he's going to do it, he's going to have to. If he's going to fulfill his potential, he's going to have to do it. And next year will be that year where we push him forward, keep stepping up and stepping up.
Well, if anyone hasn't seen Paddy Donovan, I can vouch for him. He's a very, very, very talented young man, and I'm looking forward to seeing what 2024 brings for him. But you've been a busy man of late. You were out in Saudi Arabia October for the Ngannou-Tyson Fury fight, Tyson-Fury-Ngannou fight with Joseph Parker. Tremendous win for Joseph Parker. Great performance. Right uppercut looked ferocious. I'm sure that's something you've been working on with him. But now he's got a big test. His toughest test today against Deontay Wilder coming up. Just talk to him about this fight. It's a mega fight, and a fight he's the underdog for maybe the first time in his career in a long time. How's Joseph looking as well, and how's he expecting to perform against Wilder?
It's a massive test. But I believe it's going to bring the best out in Joe, and I can see it's already bringing the best out in him in terms of how he's training, and it's just his general demeanour. Very happy. We know we're with the biggest puncher in the division. We were on that stage. How many heavyweights were on that stage last week at the press conference? None of them would step in with Wilder. But they didn't even have to ask Joe twice. Joe said to him, rang me up. I got a text message from Joe at 3 a.m. because he was in New Zealand. Call me when you wake up. I thought, oh no, the fight's off, because we were supposed to fight Zhang. Joe said yes straight away. Then Zhang was injured, so he's going to fight Dubois. Joe said straight away. So then he rings in the morning. He said, Andy, they've offered me Deontay Wilder, and I want to fight. I said, let's go.
As a coach though, Andy, you've got a tough task on your hand. How do you stay away from that right hand? I know Joseph, he trains with Tyson Fury, he's in camp with Tyson Fury a lot, and Tyson Fury's beat him 2 times, 3 times if you don't call the first fight a draw. So Tyson knows how to beat Wilder, but Tyson is 6'9". He used his weight against Wilder, something that maybe Parker can't do. He can't lean on Wilder because he's not going to be as big as Wilder. Maybe weight wise, but height wise he isn't. So as a coach, Andy, how difficult a task is this for you?
Listen, it's not a difficult task. It's It's a difficult task for Joe because he's the one who has to carry it out. You can set the plan and set the game plan out for Joseph, lay it all out, so so that he knows it plain and simple. But he has to carry it out. How do you defend against a big right hand? You keep your left hand high, you keep your eyes open, you keep your eyes... It's about staying concentrated for... The minute you'll take a little break or just have that momentary lapse, he'll pounce. He'll pounce Wilder. He'll pounce, and he can spring from very far, very quick. So Joe has to be on every second. He has to be patient. You can't be at that middle. You got to be very far away, or you got to be up on his chest. You can't be in that middle dangerous range. And then you got to take your opportunity when it comes. And there will be an opportunity for Joe. And he's punching it very hard, as you saw in his last fight. I think it's the perfect time for Joe's career. He's had 3 fights this year already. 3 good wins, 2 knockouts. He only fought in the end of October. And now he's going in. He hasn't had to train to get fit. He's come straight into camp. We're picking up where we left off. We're not relearning anything new. We're just continuing what we've already done. Wilder's had one round, not even for one round. So if there was ever a time, when the stars aligned, I said to Joe, this is meant to be. This is meant to be. But we have to do the right things to get there. And we are.
Can you hurt Wilder? I mean, we've seen him hurt with Fury, but can Joseph Parker negate that right hand, get in close and land? Because he has got fast punches. He can put 2, 3, 4, 5 punches together. Can you negate that right hand and get in there?
I believe so. I hope so. I hope so. Wilder will mix it. He's not defensively, he's not a defensive master. Wilder is an offensive fighter. Very fast hands, good feints, fast jab. He has that kind of fast switch punches, not where he's like boxed out of rhythm, punches out of rhythm. He has no rhythm and he can go real quick. So he's hard to time in terms of when you're trying to be defensive. But he will fight and he will fire. And in doing so, he gets unorganised. And that's when you got to let your hands go. You got to take your chance. We're conditioning Joe to be able to raise up, come down, raise up, come down, where he lets everything out, all that aggression, and then back to patience, calm. Didn't land this time, didn't work this time, but we get another chance in a minute. That's how it's going to be.
I'm going to Saudi, and what's intriguing me is I'm intrigued by the game plan, because I think Tyson Fury had a different game plan to what Joseph Parker, and again I'm intrigued by it.
Walk to him, hit the pressure on Tyson. As soon as he came to Tyson step back.
And he pulled away from the right hand.
Yeah. When Tyson got dropped the first 2 times in the first fight, it was when he took his eyes off Wilder and he was getting low with his head. He got caught here and caught there. Down. You cannot take your eyes off this man. The third fight, Tyson just got a bit... not that he got lazy, he had Wilder down, had him hurt, and then he just lost his discipline a little bit and thought, I'm going to get the job. He wasn't ready to get the job over with. He stopped jabbing and he walked to the Wilder like this. And you can't do that either. You can't have a passive defense with Wilder because he'll find it. He'll get through it, yeah. So, but look how any other guys he's knocked down. You can it's no fluke. You do something repeatedly, you do something over and over again, you can't call it a fluke.
Yeah, definitely.
So we know we're in with a dangerous man.
And like I said, I'm intrigued by it. I'm really, really intrigued by this fight. Maybe because I've got my coaching license now, it's in my bag, and I'll be intrigued to see how the coach does. That's what I'm looking at. I'm putting pressure on you.
Boxing license with all this training you're doing.
No, I'm too old now, Andy. I'm too old for that. I wouldn't mind one more fight, to be honest. But yeah, I do want to touch on the other side. The other sort of co-main event on the other side is Joshua and Otto Wallen. Now, as a coach, as a fighter, you know how important it is for a coach and a fighter to gel with each other. Now, Ben Davison is training and is going to work with Anthony Joshua leading up to this fight. 6 weeks out. Is it too soon? Can they gel? Is it the right combination at this stage right now?
We don't know. Like some guys can, you look at Bomac and Eubank, and that was you'd see that they have had such an immediate effect. That was the same period of time. Well, I think about what Eubank did to adjust was just step to his right, just kept jabbing and stepping to his right. Because Eubank would jab and always wheel to his left. His back foot would go behind him, and he ended up swinging around to his left and getting caught by right hands. All he did was jab and kept stepping to his right, Made a huge difference. And obviously, Liam Smith wasn't in the best of shape going into the fight, so credit and whatever. But Ben, I think Ben is a great coach. I think he's an asset to any fighter. He's just one of the sharpest boxing minds. He always gets you live by your results as a boxing coach, and he gets the results. But I know from my own experience, it takes a long time to gel with a fighter, and even as a fighter to gel with a coach. When I went to Adam Booth, and when you're training with a new trainer and he's trying to fix problems, it creates insecurities because he's highlighting the things you don't do well, or he's showing you the things you can improve on. I think if it's a short period of time, I don't think you can do that. I think you've just got to try to maximise their strengths, make them better at what they do well, and forget about the weaknesses. So we'll see. Listen, that's an intriguing fight. Wallin is very, very live in that fight, coming off a 12-round win over Gassiev.
Like I said to you, the whole sort of setup around the dynamics of it all, and the intriguing factors to everything, the Ben Davison and Joshua hookup, Otto Weiland's a southpaw, dangerous fight, a Gassiev fight. You've got you and Parker against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder has had that long layoff the round. Parker's been busy, so there's loads of these dynamics and little things that are going to make both of these fights interesting. And like I said, Joshua and Wilder's on the horizon, so that's the fight we all want to see. But Parker and Otto Weiland, they can upset that apple cart.
They've messed up big time. They have. They should have fought each other now. Why they got to rely on Joe to fight Wilder? Why can't Joshua fight Wilder? What do you need another fight for? This stage in your career, fight each other. Because it's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen now.
That's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'll see you out there, and I can't wait, Andy. But thanks again for doing this interview, and I'll catch you soon.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks, mate.